Welcome back. It's your boy Fresh.
And I'm Mary, and we are a Co-ople of Nerds. And today we are going to be doing our final four for our board game March Madness.
And National Championship. Alright, up next, we got the North winner. Versus the South winner. So this time we are going to do our favorite thing about the game. Mm-hmm. So what is your favorite thing about Terraforming Mars?
So I am a big resource management game lover. Mm-hmm. So I really like the resource management part of it. So you have your own little board where you get to sparse out all your resources, and then you get to buy stuff with them.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about it is that there's so many paths. You can go heavy on energy, heavy on farming,
oxygen.
Mm-hmm. There's tons of different paths. There's so many different ways to play. No game ever feels the same. You can focus in on just several different aspects, and no two games come out the same. Because it also depends on which cards you draw, which paths you take. There's also a way I've heard that you can draft the cards instead of, at the end of the round you draw X number of cards. It's like the group draws X number of cards, you take one, pass the rest out.
Oh, really?
So what is your favorite thing about Horrified?
So what I thought was super cool about Horrified is that with each of the monsters, they made it to where what you have to overcome with a monster relates to like real characteristics of that monster in the Universal movies. Mm-hmm. So with Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Bride, mm-hmm. you have to get them to find each other, but they can't find each other too soon.
Or they have to discover their own humanity and then get together.
Yeah, and then find each other, and then they become human?
I don't think they become human, they just fall in love.
They just fall in love?
Yeah. It's a love story.
And with the creature from the Black... Is it the creature from the Black Lagoon mm-hmm. that has the layer that you have to work through?
Yeah, so you're in a boat and you gotta make it through, and he's trying to push you back. You gotta get to his layer at the end of this trail and defeat him there. Dracula, you gotta smash the coffins so he doesn't have a place to sleep. And
is the Invisible Man the
you gotta peg him for the crimes he's committed.
Okay.
So you gotta get evidence to accuse him of the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is theme. It's Universal Monsters. I love the Universal Monsters. I was so thrilled when I heard about this game's existence. Stood in a big line at Gen Con to get it.
We got the last one.
Very last one. At Gen Con. I think now you can get it even at Target.
Yeah.
I think Target actually sells it. So, all right, Pumpkin, who you got?
I am picking Horrified.
I'm picking Horrified as well. Terraforming Mars is great.
Yeah.
But I think the length of the game is what ended up finally catching up to it.
So even though I'm big into resource management games, I think Horrified kind of won me over with the theme.
Okay.
The theme is so much more fun that and you can feel that, like Terraforming Mars, it's resource management. Honestly, you can do that with any type of setting, it seems like. Yeah. So it doesn't really exactly feel like not terribly thematic, I guess. It is thematic enough where you realize that you have to sparse out your resources properly so that you increase the oxygen level the right amount and increase the temperature the right amount.
If you've seen the movie The Martian, that's The Martian, the board game. You're trying to build life on Mars.
Yeah, and I really like that, but I feel like it really shows through a lot more in Horrified, and I think that makes it more fun.
All right. Up next, you gonna write it down so we don't forget.
I think it's easy to remember.
Up next, we got Chronicles of Crime versus Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. All right, favorite thing about Chronicles of Crime.
Chronicles of Crime. There's a lot of things to like about it. It. Honestly, I thought initially when I found out that it worked with an app on the phone, I thought I wasn't going to like it because I don't like the dependency on the app. But it actually made it so much more fun. So I would say my favorite part about that is the part where you investigate a crime scene and you have to look around and gather clues and memorize what's there. You only have, I think, 30 seconds or something like that to examine the crime scene and figure out which clues you need to grab.
Right. My favorite thing is the stories. I love stories. I love movies. And you're basically playing a movie. Mm-hmm. You're two detectives playing a movie. So that's my favorite part. What is your favorite part about Legendary Encounters? Alien deck building game.
One of the things that I was, at least because I feel like the art does vary, but I really liked the art, at least for the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they did a really good job bringing out scenes from the movie.
Yeah.
And I like the deck building aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. It's fun.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is the IP, the intellectual property. It's weird that we got another game in here that's my favorite thing is the intellectual property. I guess I'm just a sucker for branding, but
Horror movies.
Yeah, I love horror movies, and so we got two horror movie franchises here. I watched Aliens so many times as a young man that it's drilled into my brain. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So who you got?
Chronicles of Crime.
Do you want to think about it? No, I'm going Chronicles of Crime too. As much as I love the movie Aliens, it has its small limitations in that deck building games can't get too complex. The story is you're trying to get the same 3 objectives each time.
I like playing detective too, though. With Chronicles of Crime, I just have so much fun playing detective.
All right. So here we go.
Top 2.
A national championship game. Horrified versus Chronicles of Crime.
So looking at the 2 games, we can determine. We'll pick out which ones we want, and then we can look up what's Board Game Geek.
If we have any ties.
But even if we don't have a tie, I think we should still look. I'm just curious about what Board Game Geek has them rated at.
Right. I think they're probably close. So what do you got, Pumpkin? What's your pick? Who's your national champion?
I am a sucker for forensic files and anything detective, so I'm going to go Chronicles of Crime. I'm not as big into the IP of Universal Monsters or horror movies. I know that's your big thing. My big thing is investigative stories, so I am going to go Chronicles of Crime.
We're going to disagree. I'm going to go Horrified.
Okay.
I love Chronicles of Crime, so if that one is ranked higher, it's not going to affect me at all. I like the Chronicles of Crime is a little bit shorter, and I love the Universal Monsters. So, horror versus crime.
So Chronicles of Crime is rated 109.
109 for Chronicles of Crime. It's pretty high.
And Horrified is rated 359.
350.
I do have to say, Chronicles of Crime has been around a whole year longer than Horrified. Horrified is a 2019 game, and Chronicles of Crime is a 2018 game. So it's had a little more time to get its name out there. But probably my all-time favorite game.
And maybe it's fitting that today the Kickstarter for the 3 new expansions just ended. They just took $100 out of my bank account. And its base game wins our bracket. Well, we had a blast doing this. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Again, big shout out to Retro Mikey. His ended.
Retro Mikey 78.
Yeah, Retro Mikey 78, I'm sorry. His ended a couple days ago. He had a lot more audience participation. And
his was video games.
Yeah, his was video games. It was a lot of fun. We voted every video. We're both Indiana guys, so it's not a real big coincidence that we're both big fans of March Madness. I decided to take his idea and make it into my own. I only use games that we owned, and we both drew randomly to set up the bracket. But as the years go, we're going to keep this tradition going. I kept all the names for all the games. When we get rid of a game, I will destroy that ticket. When we add a game, I will add a ticket. So I think I've got to create one for 5 Minute Marvel and Fox and the Forest Duet. I think those are 2 tickets I got to even make. 2 new ones. But that'll do it for this video. Let us know. Did we get it wrong? Did you have Horrified over Chronicles of Crime? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
I got that deep, sexy voice going. Oh, yeah. Pumpkin, it's time for the Final Four. We got 4 kids. We can do it for them, too.
You're counting the dog in with the 4 children.
He would have won the whole thing.
Are there more of those orange? Or did you take the last one?
That's a brand new 6-pack.
Okay. Because I was going to make him make a trip to Kroger just to get more.
4-Day Ray. Don't forget about your sponsorship.
Except that we had to pay full price at the grocery store to get them.